Everybody. So I'm going to be going live on 2 different platforms, but today is a very highly needed topic. Okay. I probably should have started this one first and then this one, but that's how it be like. Okay. All right. So if this y'all first time seeing me, I'm Yana. I'm a digital design coach for YouTube and e-commerce platforms. I've been on YouTube ever since 2011, and I knew how to create websites since the age of 12. So I decided to make a YouTube channel and kind of like dedicate talking about marketing and positioning your power, positioning your presence, creating money outside of your 9 to 5. Okay, that's what I like to talk about. I'm not a surface level person. I cannot do surface level and I cannot do BS. Like, I'm just not that girl. I'm just not that person. I like straightforwardness and integrity. Okay, that's just my own principles and how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? I just live my life on integrity and just being straightforward. Now, everything has a time and a place of where and when you can say certain things, and certain people just cannot handle the truth. But the truth shall set you free. And so I gotta talk about the truth today. So today is, most people are not even ready for business. A lot of people that claim that they're entrepreneurs these days are not really entrepreneurs. Okay. Come on, eyebrows, work with me today. Really. Work with me, eyebrows. Get them on. Okay. That's what we talk about today. We talk about how folks just don't got itching older. Okay, so what prompted me to make this video today, y'all? I feel like I hear on my lip. Is I don't want to spill the beans, but I just got done involving myself in a so-called business that does not function itself like a business, which therefore we might have to go to them folks, right? We might have to go to them folks. The folks that are like on the desk. We might have to go to one of those. Okay, that's unfortunate, but I got all my documentation of everything. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all doing business and you need what they call it, a phone number, I highly recommend, even if you're not doing business, I highly recommend you guys get you a Google voice number. I highly recommend you guys get you a Google voice number. And this not even business talk. This just period. If you're a woman, if you're a man, but if you're a woman, get you a Google voice number. Okay? The reason why you wanted to get you...
You'll need to unlock your device.
Girl, I ain't calling on you. What's going to happen is when you get your calls, when you get your text messages, when you get your voicemails, every last thing is going to be documented. People like to play in folks' faces. If you got every little single thing documented, can't nobody say nothing, because the proof is in the pudding right there. You got the date, you got the time, you got how many times they called you, you got how many times they text you. how many times they left a voicemail. Folks out here is so crazy because I was talking to my dad, right, and his wife about how everybody, I just think it's so crazy. I was like, it's so crazy that like nowadays everything is under surveillance, right? That everything is under surveillance. I'm like, dang. I got a front camera, you know, but I was like, because something had happened. And so I was talking to them about it, and I was like, I got a front camera, you know, for the front of the house. But I'm like, it's so crazy that like nowadays everything has to be under surveillance. Like everybody needs a camera for the front of their house and a camera for the back of their house, from the side, from the side to the front, to the left and the right. That's what it seemed like. Like everything has to be on surveillance. Everything got to be picked up. Everything got to be documented. Do you hear me? Business. If you're going to be in business, everything starts with documentation. That's number one. If you're going to start a business, everything starts with documentation. You think you're going into business for the money? No, that's where you're all wrong. That's not even what businesses do. If you think you're starting a business just to get money, you off on the wrong track. You are already off on the wrong track. The money is the reward. Maybe I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm talking to myself right here. You feel what I'm saying? The money is the reward as you are stewarding. Okay? A lot of y'all think, oh, I'm about to be an entrepreneur. I'm about to go and get my LLC so I can start walking around telling everybody, I got an LLC, da-da-da LLC, da-da-da LLC. Okay? But LLCs get dissolved every day. Do y'all hear that? LLCs get dissolved every day because people like to go around saying that they do business and they entrepreneurs, but you don't have a clue about stewardship. Y'all think going into business, being an entrepreneur, is about getting money. It's not about getting money. And I'm trying to tell y'all that, especially when you first starting out, it is not about the dollars. Sorry. Okay? There's a difference between you being a hustler and you owning stewardship. Okay? Because owning a business or being an entrepreneur comes with major responsibility. Okay? It comes with major responsibility. It's not about you just, oh, I'm getting some extra money in my business so I can use the money wherever. You're not supposed to commingle funds when you start a business. You cannot, okay, let's say I open up a business selling lollipops. Okay, let's say you went out and you sold a whole bunch of lollipops and you think you finna use that money from your lollipops. You done made an LLC, you done made a business bank account. And you think you about to use that money to help you pay your bills? No, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. Because you're going to be seen as you're commingling funds. See, when it comes to having your taxes, listen, when it comes to having your taxes, they going to see if you commingling your funds or are you really running your LLC as a business or not. See, this is the thing. When people think of, oh, I'm about to start a business so I can have money. Wrong. You're already started off on the wrong foot. You already started off on the wrong foot. If you ain't heard from me in a while, I'll be on YouTube. TikTok is not my main place. Okay? YouTube is my main place. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a straight up YouTube girl, not TikTok. Anyway, If you thinking, oh, I'm about to start me a business so I can start using that money towards my bills, you already started off wrong. Because let me tell you something. When you have a business, let me tell you what it's like having a business. Okay, it's really stewardship. It's really responsibility and accountability. It's not even about the money. Okay, that's why they said, like, somebody here on TikTok was like, if you start entrepreneurship is like a spiritual thing. They said entrepreneurship is a spiritual thing, which it is, right? Because you're starting from nothing to grow into this big something, right? But some people are using entrepreneurship as a way to just produce income and then start using that income to pay their bills. That's not how it works, because you're commingling funds. Okay? You cannot take your business money and then try to go over and pay your rent with your business money. Wrong. If you want your LLC to get dissolved, it's going to get dissolved. Because when you get to filling out your tax papers and stuff and the ish ain't added up, that's the thing. You got to do your taxes when you do this business opening stuff. When you start a business, it is stewardship. It is not about you gaining income. I'm going to tell you that right now. And especially if you're starting from scratch. In the beginning, you have to tend to your assignment. And sometimes your assignment is just the assignment. And then you get to the big exam. Then once you pass that big exam, then you'll start gaining the reward. It's just like school. Listen to this. This is the reference I got for y'all. This is the Lord speaking through me. This is the Holy Spirit. Okay. You're in school, right? And they give you assignment after assignment after assignment after assignment. Each one of your customers, each one of your clients, and even if you don't got customers and clients yet, you are stewarding your business by marketing your business and letting people know what your brand is about. Okay? This is your assignment. So with school, they give you assignment after assignment after assignment. Same thing. You get customer after customer, you get client after client. Or you have customer avatar. Who is the person that you're targeting or reaching towards that's going to want your solution? Your product and your service, aka your YouTube channel, also could be your YouTube channel, is the solution to what your audience wants. Okay? To what their need. They might not even know that they need it, but because you have presented your offer, you have presented yourself, and it is structured. A lot of you guys are starting businesses and your operational flow is not even structured. How can you say you're an entrepreneur or a business owner if your operations are not clear? Do you know what you're even doing? How are you going to slowly get people, how do I say this? How are you going to rotate your stuff in and out so that everything is efficient as your customers are taking in and giving at the same time, right? It's an exchange. All right? That's what some of these business owners fail to realize. Okay? It is an exchange. It's not a one side. It's not a, oh, you can do whatever. I'm not going to hold my end of the bargain, but the other person should. Okay, when you start running your business like that, don't be mad when you got to sit in front of the folks that do this. Don't be mad. Do not be mad, because you're going to run to the wrong person who documents things. You're going to run into the wrong person who documents. I document everything. If you're going to run a business, you got to document everything. You got to have your foundation and you got to have your documentation. And how you going to have your documentation and your foundation? You're going to sit down and you're going to think. Before you even get that LLC, write your ish down. Write the operational flow down. Before you get to the operational flow, you need to know who your audience is. How are you going to target them? How are they your target? Why do they need your product? How is your product the solution that they're looking for? And what is the outcome that will make them want to not only buy your product and give you great reviews, right? But to also refer others to come and check out what you have offered them. Okay? If you constantly offer people half-ace-ish, you're not on time, you don't show up, what do you think is going to happen to your business? It's going to dissolve. It's no longer going to be an entity. You want to treat people any old kind of way and claim that you're a business, claim that you're an entrepreneur, but you're not showing up with such presence. That's why I talk about on my YouTube channel. I talk about presence, positioning your power, making money outside of your 9 to 5, right? Knowing your audience, finding your voice, showing up, yes, and being rewarded for stewardship. Having a business is not about making money. It's about stewarding. So what is stewardship? One, it's an assignment. You have been assigned this new mission to help a group of people. You have to get to know your audience. Who are these group of people? What makes them tick? What are the things that they like? What are the things they dislike? And why do they need what they need now? How can you show them that they need it urgently? That they need to stop sleeping on themselves? That they need to stop living life the way that they currently are, because you have the solution to where their lives can improve. This is stewardship. Starting a business is not about making the money. Starting a business is not about making the money. It's about stewardship. So you have an assignment to tend to. Okay? You have an assignment to tend to. So then within your assignment, you got to figure out, okay, so how do I do this assignment? What is the assignment? What am I grasping from this assignment? How is it a lesson to me? And then how can I turn this lesson into a solution for others? Because sometimes people become entrepreneurs because it came from their pain first. They're not just being an entrepreneur just to get money. No, they're being an entrepreneur because they have a mission. They have a pain behind it. That's how I started to think, oh, okay, I think I'm ready to start my business, right? So the very first thing that I started off with was those coloring pages. These coloring pages behind me is literally the reason why I'm a digital design coach. My literal pain was the reason why I even became an entrepreneur. Okay? Literally. Some people are starting businesses because I want the money. But you can't commingle funds, right? People think they're going to start a business and then use that money to pay your rent. No, you still got to have a stream of income that's coming in to pay your bills. Then you're going to have this stream of income for your business so that your business can forever work itself and rotate itself out throughout the years. How are you possibly an entrepreneur? How are you possibly a business owner if you do not have systems in place? How? How are you an entrepreneur? How are you a business owner if you don't have systems in place? How? If you cannot pick up the phone and answer folks' calls and email them back within a reasonable amount of time, and they send you an email and you don't got folks to answer the phone, man, it's so many businesses these days. You be calling and calling and calling these folks and they don't even answer the phone. How is you a business? How? People are inquiring about you and you can't even pick up a phone call. Folks is sending you emails and you ain't even responding to the damn thing. How? How are you an entrepreneur? Because you went to the IRS thing, got you an EIN, okay? And then got you your little LLC from your state, and then you want to say, I'm an entrepreneur. No, it takes more than that. It takes stewardship. It takes assignment. It's a mission-driven assignment. It's a mission-driven assignment. It's not money. Especially, let me tell you, especially in the beginning. In the beginning of anything that you do in this life, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Do you hear me? HARD. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be hard, which means it's going to take heart for you to stick in it, for you to stay in it, because it's a mission-driven assignment. It's not to get money. Having a business and being an entrepreneur takes responsibility. It takes responsibility. It takes accountability. It takes analytics. It takes predictions. It takes forecasting. Okay? It's understanding your product, understanding your customer, knowing what works, what has worked, and what has not worked, switching it up. And it's very hands-on. It's very project-based. It's very analytical. And it's very operational. In order to start a business, you have to know operations. You have to know marketing, branding, your taxes, because you cannot co-mingle funds. People think, oh, I'm gonna just become an entrepreneur and then everything gonna be straight. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because in the beginning, it might take you. I think somebody said it take a year for your ish to really take off or to go somewhere or to make some real profit. A year. So what are you doing within that year? Because that business that I said I done talked to and it feel like we about to go to this, it seemed like they had no business plan, no operational flow, just swinging things off the swing of it. Do you hear what I'm saying? You got no operational flow. You have no business plan, but you out here telling everybody you an entrepreneur. How that work? You out here advertising to all these people with your truck outside and it's branded and everything, but you don't got no real operational flow. So when the folks come, they're like, oh, okay, I see y'all do such and such work. Okay, let me inquire about it. They inquire about it. You don't even know when to give them a time, give them a date, or nothing. Y'all just winging the whole operation. Then on top of that, you know these days, everything is documented. When you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to document everything, down to your taxes, down to the phone calls you get, down to the inventory you got, down to how much stock you got left. This ain't about money. This is about stewardship. This ain't about no money. Y'all got it twisted. Starting a business is not about money. Yes, you're going to get money once you have gotten the operational flow down and you have worked within integrity and responsibility. Okay? Starting a business don't got to be hard. It don't got to be hard. Yes, from the ground, from it being brand new and nobody knows anything about it, yeah, that's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the hard part. But once you got your footing and you make sure everybody's straight, entrepreneurship is almost like your child. That's how I see entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is like developing a newborn baby. Are you feeding that thing? Are you leaving it alone for some while so it can grow on its own? Because you can't be in day in, marketing, spamming the fudge out of folks. Let that ish ride and grow on its own. Leave it alone for a little minute. Let it breathe. Just like how you plant it. What they say, plant it but not buried. Wait, plant it and not buried. Period. Plant it, not buried. That's your business. It's planted, but it ain't buried. You got to market your stuff, but let that ish breathe. Let it grow on its own. You done gave it enough sunlight. You done gave it enough spotlight. Let it grow on its own. A lot of y'all wake up every day and you like, I gotta share my business every single day. I gotta share my business. No, you don't. You know what I do? I go outside. I promote my ish at least twice a week and let that ish grow on its own. Go on social media twice a week. Let it grow on its own. You ain't got to eat, sleep, and breathe marketing every day. You don't got to do that. Especially if you use a YouTube channel. You ain't got to do all that. Like a lot of y'all be thinking, if you start a YouTube channel, that you trying to be a YouTuber. No, you don't gotta be a YouTuber to use YouTube. You can have a secret YouTube channel that you use to promote your business and call it a day. You don't have to be a YouTuber that shows up every single day, every single week, every single this, every single that. No. You can create a program in the back end of YouTube, right? And so that it's a privated account, but people still can go on to it and see what you have to say. So you're not constantly marketing and winding yourself out. Because that's what I do. Because everyone wants to talk about becoming a content creator. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do content creation. Yes, I'll still do content. I will still make up content, but I don't want to be a content creator. That's too much. And then you wonder why all your content creators disappear. Like they here in a certain season and then they disappear. That ish is tiring. You got to have your operations in order. You got to have a business plan. How are you going to market? How? Once people get the product, how are you going to be on top of restocking the product? How are you going to be on top of people inquiring on your website about your services, especially if you're a coach? It's not about the money. It's about everything else so that you can get the money, right? It's just like how you was growing up as a child, right? Okay, so your parents had you do, maybe some of y'all parents, I don't know. Your parents had you do chores. They want you to do assignment after assignment after assignment after assignment after assignment. And it takes time to complete all of those assignments. You don't just get the money. You have to understand how your parent even wants you to do the chore. Maybe your parents are like, okay, well, here you go. I'll give you $20 a week if you do this, and do this. You like, bet. Cool. I'm about to do all 4 of them things and I'm going to get my $20 a week. Boom. Then you go to do the chore. Do you got the tools? Do you know which order you should do it first? Are you doing it thoroughly or are you missing steps? You feel what I'm saying? And so your parent might come back and you say you did the dishes, right? Then they come back looking at the dishes. You ain't stack them up right. They still got a spot on them somewhere. You ain't did the back of the dish. You so focused on the front of the dish, you didn't clean the back of the dish. And so your parent like, I can't give you that for $20 because you ain't do it right. You didn't do it to my expectation, right? You didn't do it to my expectation. You didn't do it to the caliber. You didn't do it to what you promised your customers, right? You didn't do it. You did not fulfill what you promised your people. You are not responsible. Entrepreneurship comes with responsibility. It's not about the money. The money is last. You have to know what it is that you're offering. How are you going to offer it? How are you going to get it in front of people? Once it's in front of people, how are you then going to grant them the solution? But you have to know your operational flow. Does your business have structure? Did you even make a business plan? Because people who do things off the wing of things have a bigger chance of closing their doors than someone who actually has a business plan, right? If you plan your ish out from the start, you establish your foundation from the start, it won't be as hard to keep up the structure when the wind blows. You feel what I'm saying? It won't be as hard. It's about stewardship. And they say, oh, what is your financial forecast? How much do you think you're going to get within a month? How much do you think you're going to get within 3 months to a year, however? And you got to have all of that documented. You as a business owner have to be on ass. And you're expecting everyone else, if you're not a solo entrepreneur, you're expecting everyone else to have their tasks, to do their role. Because you as a whole, you're checking on this, all the back end stuff, right? So I have a front end and I have a back end. And then we have the taxes, right? We got the front end operation. We got the back end of what's going on as they are inquiring, right? That's you sending messages back or however the case may be. Then you got your taxes. So don't forget, this is not about income. It's about assignment. So if you don't know where you're going in your business, it's time to make a plan. So with that being said, I'm a digital design coach. And to work with me, the first tool is free. It's in all of my YouTube description boxes. Sultry Accessory. The first tool is free. You're going to find out who your audience is and how are you going to speak to them through your brand's messaging. Okay? So I help with YouTube and e-commerce. E-commerce, meaning your website, where you're going to sell things. Or where you're just going to showcase whatever it is that you do. Right? So the first tool is free. The second tool is the YouTube design critiques, where we'll lay out your YouTube channel. And so you know the journey of your YouTube channel and the messaging that you're going to bring forth to your people. Right? Then we have right before the YouTube design critiques. We have the Find Your Why guidebook. This is where you'll write your plan down. How do you plan to voice that brand's message? And you're going to write it in the guidebook. The Find Your Why guidebook. Okay? Then it's the YouTube design critiques, where we'll lay out your YouTube channel. There's a bonus thing you might want. You don't have to get it. It's the YouTube Start Flow and Grow YouTube Confidence course. And then it is the e-commerce builder workshop, where we'll make sure you have all elements that you need on your website, so that you do not forget to put certain things on your website for whatever kind of business that you have. Okay? I've been designing websites ever since the age of 12. I've been on YouTube ever since I was 17. I am 30. 12 and 17, 30. Yeah. So, I just want y'all to know, when you start a business, it is for growth. It is for longevity. It is for purpose. It's for assignment. It's foundational. So when you're starting, you're building the foundation first. You're building the basement first. People, when people first walk into your house, do they see the basement first? No, they don't. But that doesn't mean that your business ain't going nowhere. You're doing the building blocks first. Your business, when you're first starting out, is the basement. Just because folks can't see the basement don't mean your business is not valuable. And we want to make sure your business is valuable by the way you structure it, with your operational flows and the way that it looks branding wise. Okay? And that's what I do as a digital design coach. All right? Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Share this video. Share this video. It's the first time I probably ever told y'all share this video. Share this video. Okay? That's my message for today. Everybody ain't really in business. They either hustling, they gaslighting themselves to think they an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurship is stewardship. In Jesus' name, I'm gone.